Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Open Series in Philadelphia. I'm Glenn Jones, joined in the sideboard by Anthony Lowry. Anthony,
what's up?
Welcome to the booth.
Thank you very much.
So we've seen a lot of these black midrange decks popping up. We had the black-green midrange deck. Jeff Hoagland had a pretty high-profile finish with it at the Invitational in New Jersey. Then we had the black-white midrange deck. BBD's been championing that deck for some time, although really it was just an excuse to play offset, if you ask me. I think that's really all it was. But today you're playing a black midrange deck. You've got red in it.
Yes.
So next weekend I'm sure we'll get to the blue. But for now, let's talk about the red. Obviously, you play a lot of the mostly mono black cards that are still the same, like Desecration Demon, Sign and Blood, Mutilates, all the various Doomblades, Nighthawks, even Drops Messenger.
Right.
All that stuff's still fine. So what made you want to go red? I have a feeling it starts with the Rakdos' return. I see right here.
Well, in Brian's defense, playing the red was just an excuse for me to play Chandra Pyromaster and Thunderbolt Hawkeye.
Okay.
But yes, Rakdos Return is a pretty strong reason to play red. And not only that, but they have to deal with your curve out of Drops Messenger, Desecration Demon, and Thunderbolt Hellkite, which is super powerful. Like you have to play against specific cards in the format more so than specific decks. So you have the flexibility of being able to play these super powerful creatures regardless of what shell you're
okay, so you're just packed with game-winning threats basically, and you can align yourself against whatever you're expecting them to go for.
Right, exactly. And as you said, we have the typical shell that you see in the black mid-range decks in Sign and Blood, things like that. And we also have an Olivia Voldaren in the main deck, just round out the big threats. I didn't really want to play a third Chandra Pyromaster because I felt that was a little too clunky, but the Olivia Voldaren really just fit very well.
Yeah, the Rakdos' return is the most attractive thing to me. The biggest reason I haven't played Jund in Standard isn't because I don't think Jund's good. It's obviously very good. I even think it's the best deck. Yeah. But I hate the Jund mirror because it so often just comes down to like, well, do you got it? Like,
right.
All right, I got Rakdos returned.
Yeah. That was. I agree with you on that. Like, I really didn't want to play the Jund mirror too much, and being able to like shift a little bit away from that and still have the aforementioned shell of Sign and Blood and Mutilate and whatnot, while still being able to have game against Jund, because you play more Rakdos key runes than Jund, because you're not really playing Farseek.
Sure. And
you're able to hit like these turn 4 Thunderbolt Hellkites or the curve out Desecration into Thunderbolt Hellkite. Chandra helps you get to those cards faster along with Sign and Blood. Like everything just like rounds out very well. And Drops Messenger, as said, is like a very, very good aggro creature against Jund if they don't have like the Pillar of Flame, which they aren't playing as much as like Tragic Slip these days.
Yeah, I think it's nice that these threats, especially, you can get them underneath the time when a Jund player might Rakdos return, which is not that typical in Jund matchups. They're leaning on those Huntmasters, Rakdos, and Olivias. That's basically it.
Right.
But you've got Messengers, Keyrune is a threat, Mutavault can be a threat.
Right.
Those are cards they have to deal with. They can't just Mind Twist you and then you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. And even if they have to you want to try to get to the point where you're putting down so many threats, and if they deal with them, then you can stick your Rakdos return before they stick theirs, and that's just huge.
And at that point, the only thing they'll have left in their hand are good cards, since they've already played the Putrefies and all that nonsense. Exactly. Okay. So you mentioned Chandra Pyromaster. Your love affair with this card has only just begun.
Yeah.
In the great Magic stories. But how has it been in this deck? And also, how do you think it's going to be as we move into Theros?
Well, right now, in this deck, I think she's a very solid role player. I do think she's best fit not as a primary, but a very good supplementary. She fits a very good supplementary role with all of your other power cards like Thunderbolt Hellkite, Olivia Voldaren, and whatnot. And being able to get that extra card when you need it, pick off that Mana Dork. If you guys saw my feature match, I was able to pick off a Samurai Sage probably before he destroyed me with a Cradle Hoof or whatever he had. That was so scary. But more so getting the extra cards when you need it, like 1 or 2, that's all you really need her to do. And to answer your question about Theros, I think there's going to be a lot of competition in the 4-drop slot between red and the other colors, because you have Xenagos, I think his name is, Domri is still prominent in that color spectrum. Time will tell. I think she's still going to be fine as a solid role player, but we'll see.
Yeah, I imagine you were thrilled to see her top 2ing a Legacy Open.
Ruben, you're my hero.
Yeah, I really like Chandra as a card. I've played it a little bit in PTQs myself, and I think I think she comes kind of close to the Domri spectrum of things. You know, she
Right.
gives you a nice edge against control decks.
Right.
She does create pressure via her existence. Domri did it by threatening to ultimate if you just let it go and check. Chandra does it by actually, you know, zapping them
Right,
over
exactly.
and over.
And the other big thing, and I've explained this like time and time, the fact that she's on the board is what makes her very strong, especially against like these like resolve Gore Clan Rampages or like even Thragtusks. Being able to cause that Thragtusk to not block, get in with your Jaws Messenger in this case, or like even if you're playing her red green, like your Flint Hoof Boars and whatnot. Now they have to choose: do you want to kill that Chandra and like get him for more, and I can get him for more damage, or do you like hang back? Like it creates this like really awkward situation. It forces the issue on your opponent, which is what really makes her powerful. That 2 damage that she does translates into more, and the longer it stays around, the more threatening she becomes for each creature ethically.
I think that's one of the big reasons she's been so successful in the big red deck.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Anthony, I'm going to go ahead and wish you good luck in the remaining rounds of the Standard Open.
Thank you very much.
Hope we can see you later in the rounds.
Take care.